Welcome back to my playthrough of the LDC number 26 contest lows, and the time has finally arrived for me to show off the intended solutions to my lows. I do apologize for the long time from the time I record the solutions to the contest lows all the way to finally recording my own. Um, the reason behind that was because I was waiting to see if the intended solutions to my contest lows were all completely enforced. Unfortunately, a lot of them, well, two of them, needed a lot of fixing, before the solution was finally enforced. It was a bit like frustrating, upsetting, but I finally managed to get them stable and enforced now, I think. So now I am finally here to record and show off the intended solutions to my lows, in case you are curious about it. So in case you were worried that I have forgotten, no, I have not. I was just wanting to see if my intended solutions were completely enforced first before doing so. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the playthrough and see the solutions to my own lows. So we're going to go ahead and start with my rule 1, which is rule 1-3, stealing the inevitable victory. So there's a time limit of 3 minutes and 45 seconds here. And if you recall, the rule for this rule set is make a low that is entirely steel and just objects. Yeah, there's no solid terrain here at all. Okay, so this low pretty much came about because the title is pretty much referring to one of Icho's Lemons United lows. It's called Victory is Inevitable, and that is noteworthy in that it was my very first major roadblock for the pack. In that, like, I was so stumped on it that I ended up taking a break for several weeks, and then when I finally came back, I was still stuck on it, but then I finally managed to figure out the solution on my own. And so I decided to pay homage to that low by making this low. And this I assess to be my most difficult low. And it was probably it's probably either close or pretty much a contender for the hardest low of the entire pack. Yeah. And if not, then it's probably pretty close to Icho's Rule 1 low. Mostly due to the tricks that are needed here, and some of them which are quite obscure, and one in which I've discovered while I was resolving a Lemmings Uncharted low, which is a low pack by Amani. And yes, this low took a lot of fixes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, all these fire traps everywhere and all the steel blocks that I need to put in. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's just a huge mess now. But unfortunately, I think that was the only way to get the solution I had in mind enforced. And yes, as much as I hated to, some of these are pickups as well. But anyway, and also there's a time limit because in earlier versions, I think it was possible to just do one side of it and not really have to worry about doing things as quickly as possible. And so to enforce the multitasking, I decided to put in a time limit. I don't think it's really necessary anymore, but in any case, I would just leave it in just because I'm afraid that backroutes will open up if I take it out. But anyway, so we have a 99 release rate, and this is pretty much something that's already shared with the Lemmings United low. But the huge difference here is that I think, in my opinion, this low is much harder than Icho's Lemmings United low, in which I paid tribute to. And the track you're listening to here is one of the final tracks of Age of Empires: Rise of Rome. I remember when I first heard this. I just really liked it from the get-go, and I thought to convey the sense of a high difficulty low and possibly it being a frustrating experience in players trying to solve it. I decided to use this track. It pretty much kind of conveys really going at war pretty hard and just doing all you can to try to get this solved, but maybe not succeeding or whatever. It definitely feels like a war march and stuff, or sounds like a war march. So the first thing I do is I send up a climber to the left. He will pick up one of the stoner pickups. he will stone around here. Yeah, while still making this a safe ball for the others. For the other climbers, that is. And then at this time, I'd send 2 climbers that are pretty close, and another climber that's not so close to them. So first one that lands will build, and then the next one that lands will dig right away. Yeah, the stoner. So essentially, the reason being is because the stoner as placed right now, yeah, if they drop to the bottom here, they will splat. And so to make it a survivable fall, we use the stoner terrain to dig down. Yeah, and the other climber landed at the very last moment when there's very little of the stoner terrain left, but it is enough of a reduction in order to fall down safely for the both of them. And then the first one that reaches here will build, and then the next one will fall into the water and be a swimmer, or in this case, it's like spice, I guess. Okay, and then the first builder here will use the stacker so as to make this a climber-friendly wall. Okay, we get the blocker pickups here, and then right here, this worker will use this ceiling to shimmy across to avoid the trap. And then of course build over the fire gap. And then this lemming will also shimmy across. Yeah, let me go ahead and zoom out a little. Oh yes, and then at this time, I'll go ahead and start building to the left here. So of course, yeah, with these 2 blocks in the way, it should be pretty obvious that I do not intend to for players to release the crowd to the left, which was pretty much possible in earlier versions, but I think I pretty much made that impossible now. So the only way out is to build first to the left and then build again to the right. And then with the final lemming that's going underneath the staircase, I go ahead and block here. So in this situation, yeah, it creates a one-way field so that lemmings that are coming back to the left from this side will get bounced off by a blocker. But the others that are still up here can still pass on through and collect with the crowd. And then those were, what were those? Stacker pickups. Okay. So now the crowd is safely collected in here. And then this climber will just fall back down, push this button. Yeah, and as you can see, there were 2 other buttons pushed in the meantime here. This climber will get a shimmier to get across and avoid the fire trap here. The firebox trap. And then this climber will also be a shimmier to get on up here. Okay, and then once reaching here, we'll go ahead and build so that we can get over here. And then here, it's a tiny 1 pixel gap, yeah, which can easily be filled up with a stacker, which is what we do. And then we platform across to the exit here. Okay, he's a climber, so he can get over the top. And then use another stacker to get up here. And then this climber that has made his way back, he's going to go ahead and build out to the right. Okay, and then this platformer that just finished and is making his way to the exit, we go ahead and block in front of the locked exit. Yeah, as any other situation would lead him into trouble. You could try platforming here, but yeah, it actually does not reach this ledge over here, and therefore he will fall into the firebox trap. And even if he doesn't build a platform, he will fall down here and splat. And then we build here. Okay, platform across up here. So he turns around, pushes this button. But the problem is that he's a climber, so and if he climbs, he'll climb up into this blowtorch trap and get fried. So to avoid that, we go ahead and bash into the steel to turn around. So it seems like a waste of a skill, but yes, it is necessary to prevent him from dying. And then when this platformer finishes, we go ahead and shimmy up here. Okay, this climber climbs up and pushes this button. This shimmier, yeah, he is not affected by the blowtorch trap here. Yeah, because he is actually underneath the steel platform there. And then he pushes his final button, which unlocks the exit. And because the blocker is on top of the exit trigger here, yeah, he jumps into the exit, so he's safe. This climber, however, is still in trouble, and so we need to go ahead and build. And in the process, he'll collect this mid-air digger pickup. Yeah, this swimmer in the meantime climbs up the right edge. Yeah, so kind of some timing needed here, in that you need to platform up this gap before the climber arrives, because he'll get a shimmier. Use this platformer to keep on going and drop down here into this area. And then this platformer that just finished, he turns back around And again, if he climbs up, he'll just climb up into this flamethrower trap and die. We don't want that. So we go ahead and dig. Okay, and then right here we use the stacker so that we make this platform for them. Because right here, yeah, it is currently a splatfall, so to prevent that, we use the stacker. We collect a stone to pick up here. And then right at the edge here, or at least close to it, yeah, it doesn't have to be at the extreme edge, we put a blocker. And the reason for this will become pretty clear soon. So the counter goes over the stack. And then finally the last thing left to do is the platform to get to the exit. But before I did that, I go ahead and stone the blocker. So this illustrates a fundamental difference between a blocker and a stoner. So when you stone a blocker, the stoner in effect removes the turn field of the blocker, therefore releasing the crowd. And this is the thing that I kind of discovered while I was resolving an Uncharted level from Armani's level pack. I said, oh, this is pretty cool. And so I decided to make a level that uses this trick. So I gotta say, this is an extremely obscure trick. Yeah, probably one that many people won't even think of, but yes, there are differences between a blocker and a stoner, and some of these can come in handy. Okay, so due to the turn field of this blocker here, the lemons will turn in mid-air back to the left, because if they keep going to the right, they're just going to go into the firebox traps here. And so we don't want that. So in earlier versions, yeah, there was kind of a raised area here where and the flamethrower was actually low enough so that it actually intersects with the raised steel block, so that if the lemming steps out, then he'll just get torched by the trap right away. But I think for the most part, yeah, the intense solution is not broken here, so I decided to revert the positions of these two things back to the way they were in an earlier version. Quite honestly, I tried all the possibilities, and I can't get a working background solution out of it. So I think it's safe to do this now. But who knows? Maybe someone can prove me wrong. But as I have not gotten any like solutions since the time this collection pack was updated, yeah, it seems safe to say that this is okay to do. So yes, they fall into the stack here, and that breaks their fall, so they don't splat. And that's already it. So yes, as I said before, I assess this level to be my hardest one of the contest, or at least for my levels. Yeah, mostly due to the mini tricks that are required here. So in particular, turning lemmings in mid-fall with a blocker, and then keeping this climber safe with the builder, and then digging it away so that enough of it remains so the climber does not go passive. And then also bashing into the steel to turn around, and also using a stoner here, and then digging it away so to make a safe fall for one of them. Now, it is possible to do this without the very tight timing that I did there, with with the other lemming landing on a little bit of the stoner terrain, in that you can also build on top of the stoner and then release the other climber in such a way so that he just falls into the water. Yeah, because in this game at least, or in Neo Lemix, yeah, water breaks their fall. And so it doesn't matter how high or far the fall is. Yeah, either way, the water would just break their fall and they won't splat. So initially I thought about maybe blocking that way to enforce the whole another lemming must fall into a bit of the stoner terrain so that he could fall down here safely. But ultimately the feedback that I got from Icho was that, yeah, it seems quite unnecessary, and it kind of forced me to put in some out of place looking steel blocks. And so yes, I agreed with his feedback there, so therefore I decided to revert that change. So quite honestly, that was quite nitpicking of me, but in any case, I can probably like find or make another load that enforces that trick of having another lemming fall into that stoner terrain. So I guess we'll see about that. So yes, as you can see, I was pretty linear with the time limit here. I didn't want it to be super tight, but it is there just to kind of like enforce a certain degree of multitasking. So as you can see, I finished with 11 seconds. Yeah, so it should be possible to finish around there. Yeah, maybe upwards to like 15-20 seconds. But yeah, in any case, I didn't make it too tight there. Yeah, so I pretty much saw how much time I took to finish the low, and then I just pretty much added on several more seconds on top of that. So yes, that's my R1, and again, as I've said, it's pretty much a tribute to Icho's victory is inevitable though from United. So if you have played that though, the solution doesn't resemble it in any way, but they do share some elements, such as the 99 release rate, and also having multiple workers, yeah, 3 of them, yeah, go around to do work in the low. And so, yeah, I pretty much say that's pretty close to that. And also just the fact that they used the same tile set as well. In this case, it uses Icho's Dune tile set, which is a tile set that he created for the pack. And so yes, and then the other difference is that unlike Icho's low, where you have a floater and a glider, mine does not give you either one of them. Yeah, but instead you get climbers and a swimmer. But yeah, that's the history behind that. And then let's go ahead and go to my Route 2 low now. So my Route 2 low is Route 2-4. Don't stop shimming till you had enough. So, in contrast to Route 1, which did require a lot of fixes before the internet solution was finally enforced, this one took way more fixes. And I just find it unbelievable that even a low like this, yeah, which isn't as anywhere near as difficult, still needed a lot of fixes. Oh my goodness, yeah. As a result, yeah, I had 2 solutions here. I think I'm going to go ahead and show both of them. So yeah, as a result, there's just a lot of one-way arrows everywhere. So it's just a real huge mess now. Yeah, and one that I'm certainly not like impressed by anymore. I mean, the solution is impressive itself, in my opinion, but yeah, with the fact that there's arrows everywhere, one-way arrows, it just becomes a visual mess now. But then again, yeah, I was up against Icho, who's extremely well known for his solving powers and the ability to back route lows. Yeah, he has a very uncanny ability to back route lows. Same way with Amani, but in this case, Amani didn't give me as much trouble here as Icho did. But yeah, this took a lot of fixes. It went all the way up to version 22, I believe. Yeah, which I believe is a record for a contest low. Oh my goodness, yeah. It was unbelievable in the number of ways that this low could be broken with the skills that were given. Yeah. And then, finally, the thing that got me to realize that the solution could still be enforced was the climber was the most problematic, which I realized in earlier versions, but for some very odd reason, it didn't become a pickup until a couple of versions ago. So why that didn't happen is beyond me, but I think it was just simply the other stuff that overshadowed that. Because yeah, pretty much all the skills here had the potential to break it, especially the bombers and the laser and the climbers. Yeah, jumpers are unusually powerful here. Yeah, it's a really, really useful and powerful skill. Yeah, if you know how to use them. But yes, through all the madness and a lot of thinking, yeah, I think I finally got the solution enforced. So yes, anyway. So we have a pre-placed numbing here, which starts off as a shimmier. So the whole goal of this, yeah, you can see the solution, is to essentially guide this shimmier to the exit. And he is the only one that can be saved in this low. That's the reason why there's only a save requirement of 1. So yes, this is critical. You have to jump twice at the beginning here in order to get a head start to platform across the gap. And the track you're hearing here, it's the DDR version of Butterfly. Where's the samurai? Yeah, so with this head start, it gives him enough time to platform enough so that the next lemming that comes can just jump and reach the other side. So he collects the blocker pickup, we put a blocker here, and then jump with the platformer, because we only have 1 platformer here, so therefore you will never bridge across the entire gap. But the platformer does reach far enough so that you can just simply jump to the other side and then back. Yeah. And then here, I'm going to go ahead and use a laser here to break away this part of the terrain to allow the shimmier to keep on going when he comes back. Yeah, in the meantime, we just keep assigning jumpers. Here we jump and then bomb, and then jump across this gap, and then, yeah, jump over. we collect the clone pickups. Okay, and then I collect these 2 lemmings in here. And then we collect the 2 blocker pickups. So essentially, as a result of making the climber pickup, yeah, originally the blocker and cloner pickups were up here, but because you cannot reach them without the climber, yeah, I have to move these pickups to a different location. And to reduce the frustration in the execution, I decided to narrow this area here so that you don't have to rely on too much jumping, yeah, in order to get the timing correct. As a matter of fact, it might even be impossible, but actually there is one critical skill placement of the blocker that would allow you to like not rely too much on timing here. But in any case, yeah, I decided to help out the player here by reducing the pit into a narrow area here. So yes, this shimmer is coming along. We go ahead and clone the shimmer twice now. Okay, the shimmer when around here will bomb, so to create another opening. However, there's still a lot of terrain in the way, so that when the shimmer comes back, he will get interrupted. So that's where the other clone comes in. So he reaches land here, collects the climber pickup, and then once I get the climber pickup, yeah, I go ahead and release one of the lemmings here, make him jump and then climb, and then the next one would jump and then block up here, so that he turns the shimmy around. In the meantime, we collect a basher pickup here. Okay, and then right here is where we bomb. So now this is enough of an opening to allow the shimmer to keep on going without getting interrupted. Yeah, in the meantime, I just keep on jumping with the climber up here so as to get the timing correct, so that we can bash after the shimmer has passed through. So as you can see, it came pretty close, but yeah, he was already in a place where he could keep on going without getting interrupted. And then yes, and then I give him more of a head start to beat the shimmer to this area up here. And then finally, all that's left to do is to put a blocker, and that's it. Well, not quite it. Yeah, since you still need to do some jumping here. So this is the place where the shimmer finally gets interrupted due to the barrel. Yeah, of course, jump over the gap, and then same thing here. And then jump over here as well. And that's it. So as you can see, you pretty much finish around 2 minutes. Of course, if I wanted to, I could always put in a talisman where it's pretty much complete the level in under 2 minutes. Yeah, which would require you to like basically use another jumper here around here, I think. Yeah, and it should be possible. But at the same time, you can also basically make it more likely by putting the blockers carefully. Yeah, maybe slightly before the shimmer arrives. So this is one solution, and then I'm gonna go ahead and show up another solution here. It's pretty much mostly going to be the same as the first solution, with the only difference being in this area here. Yeah, so I jump here, and then I go ahead and block. And then with the other lemming, I go ahead and release him, but out to the left instead. Yep, and then I go ahead and jump back and then make him a climber. And then as you can see here, this does not make the blocker stop him or block him. So we can go ahead and jump and he'll start climbing. Yeah, and then as a result, only one jumper needs to be used in this area. So it pretty much requires releasing the lemming at the right time here. Yeah, so as you can see, more than enough time to get to this area before the shimmer arrives. Yep, and then of course, jump over those gaps, and then you're pretty much done. Yep, and pretty much finish at just at the 2-minute mark. And then, yeah, as I mentioned, there was also this actually does not need the lemming jumping out to the left, but instead, yeah, let me see if I can go ahead and do this correctly here. So here, go ahead and bomb. Yeah, so around here, if you put the blocker correctly here, yeah, I believe it's right here. Yeah, because... Nope. Yeah, it should be possible. Yeah. I think it just depends on how you place the blocker there. Nope. Isn't that bad? Can you still block? No, you cannot. Oh, that's really weird. There we go. So yes, this is actually a pixel precise placement of the blocker. You have to place it in such a way so that the lemming is actually not blocked by the blocker's turn view. So that he's able to get on here, and then you can just jump and then climb. So yeah, that's the other alternative. And that is what Icho shows me, because he showed me that it's actually not needed for the non-climber to jump back out to the left. So yes, those are the solutions to my R2 level here. But in any case, let me go ahead and I'm just gonna go ahead and load the first solution again, and then just time skip all the way to the end. I'm your little butterfly. Green, black, and blue make the colors in the sky. Oh, I should actually show something else off here. So, the one final thing that prevented the intended solution was just the fact that you can swap the blocker assigned with this one and this one. Yes, there were several easy fixes here, but in the end, I decided to come up with these two 1-pixel gaps here. And look what will happen here. So you can do this. Yeah, block right here. Yeah, the instant he lands. But then when the shimmer comes along, yeah, he's either gonna bounce off the blocker and then fall through the gap here, or you move a pixel forward. Yeah, he'll do the same. And then eventually another pixel, and then he'll just make it all the way across. And then, yeah, even if you jump before he falls through the gap, he's not going to attach himself to the so yeah, yeah, he's not going to attach himself to the wall and start climbing. So so try as you might, yeah, you will not succeed in getting a climber to go back out to the left and climb up this way to get to the exit. So instead, that's why you have to redirect the shimmer over to the left side here. So yeah, because yeah, you do this here. Yeah, he just barely misses the wall there. So tough luck. But any case, yeah, let me go ahead and skip all the way to the end where we do the nuke. So yes, that is my route 2 level here. And then finally for my route 3. Yeah, route 3-2. Outdoor Lemming Rangers to the rescue. Yeah, the level title is not like the most innovative or anything, but it's kind of like, in a way, a reference to a cartoon that I used to watch as a kid. Or rather, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Yeah. So, here, this level was pretty much inspired by a trick from both Icho and Amani. And I think I remember thinking about how to resolve one of the Uncharted levels. Yeah, triple threat in space, or triple trouble in space. Yeah, I'm thinking, oh wait, I think I know what the Nintendo solution is. Yeah, after a couple of patches. And I thought, yeah, that really is the intended solution while I was thinking about it. Yeah, I thought, I could probably do the same thing but by using an entrance instead. So that's how this level came about. So we have a hatch over water, which of course we need to save with swimmers. So yeah, we pretty much just use a build a wall with the 3 lemmings from the left entrance. Yeah, by stacking them on top of each other. And then of course keep assigning swimmers in the meantime. And then the builders themselves get the swimmers. And then next time it comes here, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and build here. Dig, so that we make a digger pit for the others. And then we go ahead and send up a climber here. Oh no, that's just a swimmer. What did I do? We got a swimmer. He did. Okay. Yeah, because he's not trapped by the builder staircases yet. Yeah. So by making this builder wall, yeah, the lemmings that spawn from this entrance here, the spawning point is actually inside the builder wall. So therefore, they are stuck there. So this is pretty much like a variant of the Forgotten Refinery trick from United, and again also a variant of a trick from Triple Trouble in Space, yeah, for Uncharted. Yeah, but instead of an entrance, it uses a different object instead. Yep, and then this climber up here, of course, he's going to go ahead and mine. And then with one of the lemmings here, we're going to go ahead and laser. And it is actually important in how you place the laser, because we actually need the laser to pierce up here as well. Yeah, so here, it actually makes an opening, so that when the lemmings come from the right side, they will be able to get into the opening and go to the exit. So, other than the laser here, yeah, the rest of the skills shouldn't be a problem here with their where they need to be assigned. And then at the side, I go ahead and send out a climber to the left here from this pit. Yeah, you just need to be careful not to release the crowd too early here. Otherwise, some of them might walk into the rock drops here. Yeah, and then of course build to get up here. What else did I do here? Oh yes, build over the laser tunnel. Bash the lemmings that are trapped in here out to the left. And then finally bash to the left to release the crowd. And this still will stop them, but there is a step for them to be able to step out. And yeah, the climber almost arrives a little too early, but fortunately the miner finishes in time here. Or almost finishes in time. Yeah, to prevent the climber from getting into trouble. Yep, and that's it. And as you can see, I was even generous with the amount of swimmers. Yeah, because here you actually have a swimmer left over. So yeah, they go up the right side here, and then all the way to the top, and then into the exit. Okay, so those were the solutions to my lows. And yes, I think as has already been mentioned plenty of times in the past, yeah, my puzzles are pretty good. Just the visual side of things isn't as solid, but I think I'm definitely improving in that regard as well. Has definitely been noted by Icho here, but yeah, he gave me the feedback that he really liked my R1. Yeah, he thought it was a pretty good one. And as I said before, yeah, my R1 was intended to be the hardest out of my contest levels in this LDC. But yes, if you watch this video, now you know what I intended for my lows here. They're pretty much the only ways to solve the low, I think. I don't think there's really like any other variation. Well, except for that weird one where you can just have the lemming fall into the water instead of time it to land on the stoner. And again, I can probably just make another low where I can like enforce that in a different way. So yes, that is all the contest lows now, because I've already recorded my solutions to all the contest lows from several weeks ago. Yeah, the only thing that was missing was the video for the solutions to my own lows. But here we are now, so there you have it. So with this, this pretty much will bring us to pretty close to the end of the playing phase, and then after that we'll probably start the voting phase shortly afterwards. So with this, I hope you enjoyed the videos for the playthrough of these contest lows, and I'll see you all around for the next Let's Play / project, whatever the case may be. And with this, happy Halloween, everyone. Well, in this case, there's pretty much about a minute left before midnight here in where I am. So in about a minute, it's going to be Halloween here, where I am in the USA. And I am on the West Coast, so yes. In any case, happy Halloween, and be safe trick-or-treating if you decide to go later on. So with this, have a great day, everyone.